In this video, Mike tells me more than I ever wanted to know about wind and true wind. This is Family Sailing Vlog, and you can subscribe to our channel on YouTube. Let's go! Okay, Mike, tell me about your wind instruments.
Well, there's the clarinet, there's the oboe, if you like the double reed.
That kind of instrument.
The other wind instrument. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I have a Raymarine wind indicator. It is an I-60 or I-70 or something, I can't remember. But it tells you things about wind speed and direction related to where your boat is pointing and such. So most of the time when you're sailing, the thing you care about is the apparent wind speed and direction. So for those who aren't sailors, the apparent wind speed and direction are what they appear to be with the boat's movement taken into account. So it's what the actual device at the top of the mast sees. So if you're moving forward, it's not going to be the same as if you were stopped, because when you're moving forward, the wind is coming more from the front of the boat. So it will change the angle and it will change the speed. So the actual amount of wind might be more or less than what your boat is seeing, depending on whether you're going upwind or downwind.
But you said you had to make some adjustments?
Well, around here, so this is half of it, okay? That's apparent wind.
Okay.
The other thing the wind instrument does, if you want to see it, you could see it.
Okay, I'm coming over.
Okay, so right now it's showing the apparent wind. This little dot is
your
on
wind
apparent, and it's showing me 140 degrees on the port side, is where the wind is coming from at 7 knots. So that's what the actual wind thing at the top is telling us. If you switch to true wind, it figures out where the wind is coming from based on the speed of the boat, and will tell you actually how strong the wind is
Okay.
and the actual direction it's coming from. So it's not going to be the same. So it says
it.
it's more because we're going downwind.
Why does it say we have no fuel?
Because the gauge is off. Okay?
Yeah, got it.
So the problem with this where we are right now, which is not a problem that comes up super often, is that the wind instrument does its calculations based on the speed of the boat, and it gets that number from the knot meter, which is on the bottom, which is measuring how fast you're going through the water. So it's not a GPS speed over ground, it's speed over water. So right
Okay.
now my water speed is 3.5 knots roughly, but my actual GPS speed is almost 6 because of the current.
Oh.
So when it calculates the apparent and true wind, it is wrong because it is using the water speed instead of the GPS speed. Because we're moving over the ground in a different direction and at a different speed, the true wind that it's indicating to me is incorrect because it is not compensating for the amount of current that there is.
So you want to try to make it correct?
So I want to see if I can convince this thing to look at something other than the knot meter to get its information about speed.
What will it look at?
It will look at any of the GPSs on the network. There are like so many, like 7 or something GPSs on the network.
So is this something you have to adjust at the top of the mast, or what do you have to do?
No, I just have to see if its setup and programming interface will let me tell it where to get its speed source from. It's a fairly simple device, so it might not be possible, but it would sure be nice if it were possible.
So why do you want to do that?
Well,
what's
so it
the
gives me an
benefit?
accurate reading of the true wind speed. So
So you're basically wanting to find out what is the true wind.
yeah, exactly.
Speed.
If I were not moving at all, staying completely still, how much wind is there and which way is it coming from? Because that's what determines the things like the wave direction and size is the actual true amount of wind.
And do we have this problem because there's so much current here?
Yes. So in a place where there is no current, it doesn't make any difference because your boat speed is going to be almost the same as your GPS speed.
Whereas here there's a huge variation.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It's
Like
like right now there's an 80% difference between the two.
Okay.
So,
Will it help you sail better? Is that the idea?
well, it'll help me predict how much chop is going to build and how fast when you work out the current direction versus the wind direction and all those other things.
But is it something you'd have to reverse back to the other way of doing it when we get out of a current area?
No, it would be better in general. Well, in an ideal world, you'd be able to do both and switch back and forth because there are different effects based on current on how the waves are produced. So it's,
Can you create some kind of little box that would adjust it based on the situation?
I could. Am I going to? No. I could do it with an Arduino Nano or something and program it to take in the data and spit it out, spamming that it was actually the not meter data.
Or is there maybe just something that already exists that is a tool that you could install that will do that for you?
Well, the first thing I'm going to do is read the manual and see if I can just switch it.
Good
Because
call.
if that's doable, problem goes away. And it's not super critically important because I can sort of do the math. It just does get a little complicated when you're not going directly upwind or downwind or crosswind to figure out what the true wind is.
So it'd make you happier to know about the true wind.
It would.
And
It
that,
would make it easier for me.
okay.
Yeah. There are ways to get around it by dropping waypoints and then figuring out how fast you're moving toward a specific point, and then it's a mess though. You don't
And
wanna-
since the wind is the friend of the sailor, you basically
Well,
want to have this
most of the time.
information. This information would make it, better on board. Is that the idea?
Wind is a critical piece of sailing information. Yes.
All right.
Wind and weather and tide are pretty much the three critical points.
Good. Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.